Let me first congratulate tonight's honorees and thank the McSilver Institute for this recognition. Given the list of distinguished recipients, both past and present, I'm not sure I can count myself worthy to be among them, but I am deeply touched and humbled. I believe, as Winston Churchill once observed, my most brilliant achievement was my ability to be able to persuade my wife to marry me. All that is good in my life is due to that incredible woman. She could not be here tonight, but my beautiful daughters are here, Julia Teresa and Victoria Carmen. I say it that way only because since they were teenagers, whenever I pronounce their full names, I get very nervous. Now, when I was a graduate student, we would speak of the transformative power of higher education. Being a good graduate student, we would cite the statistics of earning power correlated with educational achievement and assess the value add that comes from an investment in a college degree. We in the community college, however, understand that what we do is not a vague theoretical construct, but rather we are witness to tangible evidence of this axiom on a daily basis. We see it in the single mother studying in the hallways of our institutions, often with their children in tow. We see it in the prideful eyes of the children who see their parents earn their degrees, and we see it in the just as involved men and women who turn their lives and those of their families around because they have been provided an opportunity to participate in the great American dream. I've always felt that the true heroes in our community are not people like me who have been given the honor of leading institutions, but rather those that made it possible for others to achieve. My parents, who came here as poor farmers from Puerto Rico with no money, no education, or no understanding of the language. They were courageous trailblazers. I was simply and am simply the beneficiary of their determination. Perhaps that's why I've always felt so committed to the work of the community colleges in this country and have devoted 42 years of my life, and I have all the gray hair to show for it, as a teacher, a researcher, and administrator. Every day I see young people who, like my parents, have nothing but their determination and strength of will and commitment to make their lives better. Every day I stand in awe of their strength and tenacity and think of my mother and father. Hostos Community College embodies that determination and commitment. I recently observed that when I first arrived at Hostos in 1974, we occupied a small converted automobile tire factory and had a grand total of 1,500 students. It was actually 1,536, but who's counting? In 1976, for those of you that remember those times, we were threatened with closure because of the city's fiscal crisis. This year, our graduating class will number nearly as many students as we had in total in 1974. I am proud to have been part of that growth, and now, after a brief 28-year hiatus in Brooklyn, I return to the Bronx, and I am proud to be the president of an institution that for nearly half a century has been a critical force in the struggle to improve the lives of generations of New Yorkers. Now, since I began my remarks citing Winston Churchill, let me end with another one of his observations that I think is particularly appropriate tonight. Churchill noted that we shall draw from the heart of suffering itself the means of inspiration and survival. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what I witness every day. With each instance of suffering, I see an example of triumph. I am inspired by my students, by my faculty, by my colleagues present here today, and our partners in the community to do all that we can to make a difference. I accept this honor on their behalf. Thank you.